Delighted to say that joining us on the show this week is lifelong Kidderminster Harriers fan. To look ahead to that game against West Ham in the FA Cup this weekend, it's Nick Haycox. Nick, thanks so much for joining us. Great to have you with us. Always like these rogue fixtures that get thrown up. We do the opposition view every week, and obviously used to playing, talking to the same old fans in the Premier League. So it's nice to have a new face and a new voice on the show.
First of all,
how's it going?
Yeah, thanks for having me, Will. Yeah, appreciate it. Yeah, all good. Really looking forward to Saturday. On a good run of form in the league, and can't quite believe it. Really, seems a bit surreal that we've got a Premier League club coming to town on the weekend. But yeah, looking forward to it.
Yeah, I bet, mate. So, Kidderminster Harriers, for those people who don't know, I feel like, from my point of view, they're one of those clubs that, because it's quite a unique name, people are just aware of their presence. Do you know what I mean? Like, they're one of the. If you were asked to name like a classic non-league team, I feel like Kidderminster one of those. Obviously, haven't always been non-league, though, have you?
No. So we was in the Football League for a period of time, which, to be fair, were probably the glory years of the club, certainly in my time. But yeah, find ourselves now in the National North, and quite keen by the looks of the sort of plans to get back certainly into the National League and ideally the Football League as soon as possible. But unfortunately, we're not the only club trying to do that.
So what sort of when was it, Nick, roughly that you were last in the Football League?
Yeah, so I think the Football League was around 2003, something like that. That we were in there for. We were there for about 5 or 6 seasons, I believe, and we had some good teams in that period. We didn't really struggle until the season we went down, if that makes sense. We were always kind of like mid-table or pushing towards the playoffs, and then we just had one season where we just sort of fell short and got relegated and back into the conference. And we're not the only club that's happened to. We won't be the last. It's really difficult to get out of these kind of leagues because the conference is only the champions that go up automatically, and then it's playoffs, and it's the same at the North and South level as well. So actually getting back promoted is a massive challenge because there's only 2 places.
When did you drop down again to the National League North?
We dropped down our first season was 2017, so we've been there for about 4 or 5 years.
Yeah,
and again we've come close. So the first season back in, we had a good side. John Eustace was our manager, ex-championship player. Played some lovely football, but unfortunately we came second and then lost in the playoffs, which quite often happens, doesn't it, when you come second?
Yeah. Sure, So you're third in the league at the moment. Big win at the weekend.
Big win last night.
3-0. Oh, last night was it? Oh, of course. Yeah, 3-0 home to Leamington.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, that's hilarious. You sound like an American saying Leamington. It's
Leamington?
Leamington Spa.
As in the spa.
Yeah, it's called Leamington Spa.
I thought it was a bit strange, but it is Leamington as in the spa.
Yeah. As in, that's the town. Yeah. They came to Aggborough last night, and to be fair to them, they played really well. Probably the better team first half. They had a couple of chances that if we give you guys those chances, that you will 100% put them away. They didn't. And then we scored just before half time with a free kick, and then went on to win the game quite comfortably in the end. But first half was very even.
Nice one.
Pleased with the win.
Say that again.
Pleased with the win.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. 3-0 is a nice score as well, isn't it?
Yeah, we'll take that.
I'm just looking through your results. You haven't lost for the last 4 games, in pretty good form at the moment. So sort of looking ahead to the reason we're chatting, the FA Cup game, early one on Saturday. For those who don't know, how did you get here? Like, how did you get to being drawn against West Ham? What was your run like up until this round?
Yeah, so we've played 6 games so far. So I believe that the West Ham game will be our 7th game. Started off against a team called Sporting Calcer, beat them 3-1. We start off, I believe it was in the second round qualifying.
Right.
Beat them 3-1. Then we had Ware, so I guess like obviously down south.
Hertfordshire,
Ware, yeah. I didn't go to the game, but we drew the first one 1-1, and the replay was at Aggborough. We beat them 3-0. Then we beat a team called Bedfont Sports, like down by like an airport. Apparently, it was like loads.
They sound like teams that I could play for.
I know, just strange names and stuff like that. But again, we squeaked through 1-0. That was away, and then we got drawn against Grimsby, who at the time were top of the conference. So we were kind of playoffs in our league, and then the league above was Grimsby, and they were top of that league. And we had them at home and beat them 1-0. And to be fair, we played really well. We had our best centre half missing, so a lot of the fans kind of thought we probably would lose, if I'm honest. But got through the game, beat them 1-0, and then we had the Halifax game, and beat them 2-0 as well. They were flying high. I think they were top 3 in the league above. And to be honest, they were pretty poor. We definitely deserved to win that game.
Yeah.
And then FA Cup third round, hoping to get to land a big tie. We got Reading at home.
Pleased with that, or were you a bit sort of disappointed at first?
I think when you get to the third round and you're a non-league team, you're looking for that Premier League side.
Yeah, of course.
But I suppose if you don't get that, the next tier down is a home game against anyone.
Yeah.
And I mean, I still can't quite believe we beat them. They didn't play their absolute best side, but I think,
1-0 down as well, back to 2-1.
I know, just right in a way. There was a chance of beating them purely on the basis that I don't think they got too much confidence, struggling towards the table. Away for them, home for us. So you did kind of think, maybe we could just do something. But then when they went, I mean, they were the better team for the first 25 minutes, and then they scored right on the stroke of half time. And I thought, that's the worst time to concede. Just think, get into half time, 0-0, shoot towards the home end second half. You never know. And the turnaround, we absolutely battered them second half. We deserved to win second half. We really turned it on, and the atmosphere was awesome.
Yeah. So we obviously overcame Leeds at home in the last round. I was in the car on the way back listening to the draw, and I've recently, the last couple of seasons, I just hate listening to cup draws. I love cup draws normally, but the domestic cups, I'm just waiting for us to get Man United.
Oh, okay, like a big team.
Yeah, we always just get a rank draw in most like the Carabao Cup run we had earlier this year. Manchester City at home, who hadn't lost in the competition for 5 years, managed to beat them. Then Old Trafford, Man United away, managed to beat them somehow, and then Tottenham at home. It was Tottenham away in the next round. We seemed to just get shafted left, right, and centre. So I was in the car on the way back from beating Leeds. Even that was a bit of a grim one. I was like, Premier League at home, that was a potential banana skin. We obviously came through it.
Yeah.
But listening to the draw, thinking, here we go on the radio. It's like, come just say Liverpool already.
You normally get Man United in the FA Cup as well. A lot of recent Man United games at Old Trafford.
Yeah, almost always. So I was like, here we go. Just wheel out the big team and let's get it over with. And I'm going to be honest, no disrespect, obviously, but when we got Kidderminster, I was fist bumping like we'd scored.
Yeah.
Through relief more than anything.
Really. That you might you'll get through this round and into the last stages.
Yeah. So what was your sort of, where were you listening to it and or watching it or whatever, and what was your reaction when West Ham at home come out the hat?
Yes, I'd been out in the day and I was scrabbling to get back in time for the draw, to be honest. I remember I literally just got in my house. I was the only person in my house. My wife and my daughter weren't in. So very much just stuck it on, watched it on my own, which is a bit sad really. But that was kind of, I was just happy to get to see it. And to be honest, when we came out at home, that I was happy with that. I wanted us to be at home, whoever we played.
Really? Right, yeah.
Yeah, I wanted to be, just because I enjoyed the day before so much. Being at home, the atmosphere, the build-up for the town, and just like how happy it made everyone. I just thought, if we get a home game, that's at least a starting point. And then, when West Ham came out, I immediately thought, wow, it's like '94 all over again. A repeat of that match. And there's a lot of, I think you've got the Sullivans and Karen Brady and stuff, and they were in charge of Birmingham City, I believe, when we knocked them out in the third round of the FA Cup in '94.
Right, yeah.
It's quite I suppose, a romantic game in that respect. But, the next ball out was United or Villa.
Yeah.
So, I mean, Villa would have been, like, for where we are in the country, Villa would have been huge. And, no one likes Man United, do they? So
No, that's exactly right. So were you pleased when it was West Ham then?
Massively. Huge game. I mean, a team fighting for Champions League. One of England's best players, certainly the biggest prospect probably in England in Declan Rice. A massive fan base. We know the atmosphere is going to be good. It ticks a lot of boxes. Apart from the fact it's probably, I'm not going to say an unwinnable game. Got to believe it's the FA Cup. You never know on the day. But you'll probably play a strong team. You want to try and win a trophy. So you're not going to just sort of roll over and do a bit of a Reading and save yourself for the league. I don't think. So
A
bit of a reality check of it's going to be a really difficult game. Whereas if you pull out a Liverpool or United, sometimes if they're not focusing on it, they'll just play, a young side, and then you just never know. But a sneaking suspicion you'll play like a strong team.
What are you sort of? What can listeners to the We Are West Ham podcast
Yeah.
who are looking ahead to the game? What sort of style wise can we expect from Kidderminster? What sort of game do you expect to play out? Obviously, sort of
Yeah.
smile on your face there, but it could sort of be a bit attritional, maybe a bit 10 men, 11 men, 12 men behind the ball.
No, again, I don't know because we don't come up against teams like West Ham every week. We're normally a team that is on the front foot, looking to win games because we've got aspirations of winning the league or being promoted. So very different when we're playing against the Readings, your West Hams, and we're we know we're not going to be on the ball. I think it will probably. I don't think it'll be as attractive as some of the Premier League games and the styles of football, but if we do get the chance to play and keep the ball, we will. We're not just a long ball team. We're quite varied. We've had teams in the past. I spoke about the team that nearly got promoted and won the league. That was very much a pass out from the back.
Yeah.
Really just playing through the lines. It was really attractive to watch. But we were kind of soft. And when we came against the harder teams, physically harder teams, we'd kind of crumble.
Right.
This team's a lot more... It just finds a way to win, finds a way to eke out results. So I think it'll be mixed. I hope we go on the front foot and play our game. I don't want us to sit back because I just don't. I just can't see how we're going to compete doing it that way. We might as well give it everything and just go on the front foot and go out swinging, as they say. But yeah, probably a few more long balls than you used to seeing. But we don't just go long ball,
Yeah. Fair enough.
It's quite a mixed game.
What as far as sort of player wise, who are your big threats at the moment? What sort of who should West Ham fans be a little bit worried about? What areas of the pitch you look to hurt us?
Yeah, so we've got a bit of a specialist free kick taker. You might have seen on the internet. He's called Murray Sterling James. He does like the knuckleball style free kick. He scored another one last night. He's very good long range shooting, long range free kicks. Can get it up and dip over the wall. So if you give any free kicks away, kind of 30 yards or closer to the goal than 30 yards out, he will have a shot, I'm sure. And you just never know. We've got he's a good set piece delivery as well. So on corners, we can be pretty dangerous. But really that we've got we play like a target man striker who works really hard. He's kind of like the focal point, and then the three behind him work off him. And you've got Amari Sterling James, Sam Austin, and Ashley Hemmings, and they're quite a creative front three at our level. So be looking towards them to create the goals, really. Sterling forced an incredible save and a Reading keeper in that game, and Austin scored one of the goals. So, yeah, those will be the danger men going forward. And then we've got a couple of really good centre-halves. Again, at our level, we've got an ex-Birmingham City under-23 player called Geraldo Bajrami. And he is really good. I think a lot of the Harriers fans are excited about him. I think he'll probably go on to bigger and better things relatively quickly. He's a really good centre-back, really composed. And then alongside him is a guy called Nathan Cameron, who's slightly older, played at a senior level, and they're a really good pair, to be honest. And yeah, fingers crossed they have a good game. I mean, they played really well, both of them, against Reading, and without that, we would have probably struggled, to be fair. I don't know how much you can say in your lot.
Well, that sort of brings me on to my next question a bit, really, Nick. Is that you mentioned Declan Rice already? One of the brightest prospects in the country. Well, it's not even a prospect anymore, is he? He's just like England's best midfielder. We're delighted to have him. Not sure for how much longer, but I'm not interested in any of that. Just enjoy him while we've got him.
Enjoy him, yeah.
Yeah, of course, yeah. But what sort of are you most worried about from West Ham's point of view?
What, player-wise?
Yeah, just like what sort of concerns you the most?
I think the biggest thing that worries me is just the pace, the pace of the game. Like, even against Reading, you could see the first touch, the control. Like, it's just that level or two above what we're used to seeing, and that's obviously difficult for us because then we've got less time to sort of know what we're doing. Declan Rice is the obvious one, but Bowen is, if he plays, it's going to be a huge threat. Lanzini, if he plays, big threat. You've got players all over the field really that can hurt us, but I think hopefully Antonio doesn't play.
Well, funny enough, I hope that too.
Yeah, well, just because you want him fit for the Prem.
It's not so much that. I think his form's been poor recently. Not that we didn't sign anyone in the January transfer window, which is a bit of a complete joke. But
Yeah, don't seem to be happy
Mikel
about that.
Antonio is one of those people who's injury prone, and his form can be a little bit, or has been a little bit off recently as well. So yeah, and he's went away with Jamaica. So I'd be stunned if he played the game, but not that we've got anyone else. It'd probably be Yarmolenko and
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Jamaica,
So I think that
maybe.
there's a few players that would be worried about, but I guess if you ask me to name three, I'd probably go Bowen, Rice, and then Lanzini if he plays, because like they can just do anything, can't they? And playing against players at our level, we've just got to try and make it difficult for them as much as possible, but it's easier said than done.
Yeah, of course, mate. Of course. Well, look, Nick, it's been absolutely brilliant having you on the show. We appreciate you giving up your time.
Cheers,
just
Will.
before I let you go, what's your score prediction for the game Saturday lunchtime, FA Cup 4th round, Kidderminster Harriers at home to West Ham?
Okay, so my heart says 2-1 Harriers, but my realistic head says 3-1 West Ham.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I reckon you'll be. I can't see it being a demolition. I can just see it being one of them horrible ones where we just sort of nick one, don't do anything. They've just had a week break. You're sort of a bit more match sharp, and it's just a lot more scary than. Than it should.
Look, you're selling it to me, Will. If that's what happens, I'm more than happy to. I'm more than happy to take that. I think if we can just keep it, either go a goal down and equalise, that would be really exciting. Or if we just got a free kick or something, take the lead, and you just want that hope. You just want that hope and belief on the day, not to go 2 or 3-0 down after 15, 20 minutes.
Yeah.
But I hope, touch wood, we don't make it easy for many teams these days. So as good as you are, hopefully we can give a good account of ourselves.
Yeah. Well, fingers crossed for a good game. Nick, you've been absolutely brilliant. Appreciate you coming on the Wheel West Ham podcast for the first time ever. I'd like to say we'll see you again. If we do, it'll mean another excellent run for you in the Cup next year. We appreciate your time. Nick Haycox there, lifelong Kidderminster Harriers fan, season ticket holder. Assume you